We need one of those.
Yeah. Okay. So I had it rolling so we can start getting people to show up. Probably for about a minute. I don't know who's here yet, who's not here. So we're live. What's going on? Babe, can you tip the camera down just a little bit? No, other one. Other one. There we go.
No, it
Down,
should be
down. Keep
log.
going down.
Go to the
There
page
you
and
go.
see.
There you go. Keep going.
So we should be cross-streamed to everything.
So, actually, a little bit more down. There you go. So this is our first Friday Night Live with Cross Industries and Tideline Marine, and we're also streaming on Crossbone Outfitters Facebook pages. So we're also recording this via some GoPros 4K. That's going to go out on. It's going to go out on Smoking Bacon. It's going to go out on Logos, and we're going to eventually transition this over to Logos primarily. It's a little bit better of a platform, as we all know. Facebook likes to, let's say,
Turn itself off every once in a while.
well, let's not say turn itself off, but they like to, you know, stop people from saying what's really on their mind. Censoring. Yes.
Scott was
And,
asking if you're invisible.
am I invisible?
Mm-hmm.
What?
When it started.
Oh.
We also, we might be invisible by the time we finish drinking those guys.
We won't be, but they will.
Well, future. Oh, speaking of that, dear, when you get a chance, could you give me my green notebook that's on my desk?
So, starting off, we'll do some introductions. For those of you on the Cross Industries page, you know me. I'm Chad Hickox, owner of Cross Industries and Crossbone Outfitters. I have, I'm finishing up 20 years active duty in the Marine Corps, and this is how I'm finishing it out. I'm doing a internship with Tideline Marine here, and George being the owner of Tideline Marine. He'll introduce himself here in a second. A little backstory about George. Back in the day, when he was learning a new trade in the Marine Corps, I was one of his instructors teaching him how to do it. So it's kind of a cool full story, full circle here. Taught George how to do things within the Marine Corps, and now he's teaching me how to do things without the Marine Corps. So it's kind of a cool concept if you really think about it, and it's really cool to have one of my former Marines now teaching me.
It's kind of like that Marine for Life concept, though, you know?
It is. It is.
You
very
remember,
much.
it's a very small Marine Corps.
It's a small Marine Corps, and we have a very small community
Yeah.
ourselves anyway. So, but George?
So I'm George, so I own Tideline Marine in Jacksonville, North Carolina. So this business in one way or another has been in North Carolina since about the 1950s. And we're still here, so after my last deployment as a Marine, where Chaz and I were together in the Middle East, I was medically retired. And like every good Marine, found out that I didn't fit in big organizations because I'm not necessarily the most politically correct person in the world. I'm more of I always have been an enabler, so you kind of just have to go into it when you have that mentality. So found out this place was hiring part-time bait and tackle and salesmen. And 2 years later, I bought the place, and Chaz was stationed in Florida at the time when I think you were in Florida when I bought it. I was working here for a couple of years before I bought it.
Well, you're buying it right when I PCS it.
Yeah, and so we'd already been talking because Chaz is an angler, right? And he's still teaching me the fresh water. So I could talk about the salt water, but I can't even tie a knot to fish on Chaz's boat yet without learning a lesson or two. So, we meshed very well together. We've had a lot of cool experiences together, so we thought it'd be important to kind of like educate, share, and enlighten everyone on what's going on and what we can do together.
Absolutely. In addition to that, we have the ladies of the houses, and they are the backbone behind what we do. Everybody knows that if they call Cross Industries, or if they have any daily interaction with Cross Industries, it's not me doing it. I might be on social media, I might be on Facebook, I might be on, any other of the platforms that we have, taking pictures, doing anything on the boats or anything like that, answering like detailed questions about graphs or technical stuff going on. But when it really comes down to the true customer service and the true making sure that everything runs on the way it should, that's Randell, and she's there every day, gets up and makes sure the website runs properly, and catches all kinds of crap from me if it's not, and I'm sure she loves hearing that, and so on and so forth. So Randell's here in the background. I don't know if she's going to be popping up front because she's.
Oh yeah, we only got your hand.
We got your hand.
Yeah, that's all.
That's all she's gonna get. She doesn't like the camera.
Much as Elise is also in the background, my wife, and I try to con her into photos and videos with me all the time at Tideline because I'm a loud son of a gun. Now she doesn't. Now I'm like.
It was because I wanted to, not because
Oh.
you told me to.
So
Oh, damn.
everyone knows I'm a loudmouth on the camera at Tideline talking about whether it's servicing your motor or new installs that we're doing, things like that. But I don't know how to use computers to do paperwork. So let's be honest, Elise does all of the work here.
Which is actually bad because I taught him how to do computers for paperwork. This is true.
Yeah, but see, but the difference is I don't have to write 30 pages in 20 minutes anymore. Well, I mean, technically, I guess I should.
You should.
Yeah.
You
The
should.
one, and just a weird thing we can talk about later on someday, but like the one biggest thing I think that a lot of family-owned small businesses don't appreciate is how much paperwork goes into it because you don't have a staff of someone. It literally is like a husband and a wife doing everything. There is no accountant. There is no,
There's no big customer
Yeah,
service
yeah,
call
no,
center
like,
answering the phone.
we get the emails, like Chad was saying, like it is
Yeah.
us or the wives that, the wives that deal with all of that, and we're just,
Run around with chickens.
trying to figure out how to solve the problems. Yeah,
Right.
so that's a huge, paperwork is huge. A lot of people don't appreciate that in a small business.
Yeah, we were getting emails earlier this week that nobody was answering their phones. We have one person to answer the phones, and if she's taking care of the kids, if she's at an appointment herself, or if she's somewhere else, she's not answering the phones. Same goes with the messaging on our Facebook page. That's why we have our email, info@crossindustries.com. Shoot us an email. We will get back to you as soon as we can. And that's literally the best way to do it because we may not get to the messages here. I'm sorry. We're going to try to. We'll try to do
Yeah,
it.
because again, it's literally, you think you've got two businesses in front of you, and combined between my business and Chad's, we have a total of like 10 to 12 people total, full and part-time, and most of those are from, Tideline, and a lot of those guys are my outside technicians and mechanics, but like,
Yeah.
you know,
Some of them you don't want answering.
Yeah. Well, if you're calling to check on your boat, some might not want to know what they found.
So, as a little bit in a rundown, the program that I'm on right now is called the Skill Bridge program. It's actually a fairly new program within the
Very
Navy.
good, by the way. Very good.
Yeah. If you're watching this and you're local to North Carolina, like the East Coast of North Carolina, we would love. We're gonna be drinking every time we do this.
Yeah,
so.
you would stop. Yeah, and that's a big thing too. That before Chaz would transition out of the Marine Corps, like he would still come and hang out when we worked on his boat.
Yeah.
We'd work on it together. We'd talk about what we're doing. We try to do that as much as we can. So like for sure, stop by if you're local.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you're active duty interested in coming to do something like this,
Absolutely.
for sure.
So, and that's one of the things that we're doing here at Tideline. Is everything you see here, we're actually doing this in the gift shop upstairs in Tideline. A lot of people, when they come inside Tideline, they don't even realize this is a gift shop. It looks like it's a stairway to a
Heaven.
or to like an office space or some kind of loft thing. And so a lot of people don't come up here. But everything you see on the walls, the Calcutta sunglasses, not the cross.
I don't think you can buy Chaz's sign though.
No. We use that. We use that for going to tournaments and whatnot.
This sign here is actually from like the 1980s.
That's
That's
pretty
Tideline
cool,
sign.
like vintage sign, dude.
Yeah.
And
that does
call
make it
something
nice.
from the decade I was born, vintage. That's
Yeah. Not as vintage as the motor behind you.
no. So, anyway, so the skill bridge program is pretty cool. If you're in the DoD, your last 180 days, make sure you do it. Find something that you're interested in. It sets you up for success. The only person in your entire chain of command that can say no is your battalion commander. Your first 05 or 06 in your chain of command. So, don't let some lieutenant or staff sergeant say no.
And something too that we set up here at Tideline, so I'm trying to set a timer up so I don't talk too much.
He does it.
Yeah. I was a former public affairs guy before Chaz and I worked together, so. Is the way I set up the program, and we work directly with Camp Lejeune, and maybe we need to see if we get Mr. Jaeger to come do the podcast with us sometime.
That would be awesome.
And maybe we get the Marine Corps Installations East Sergeant Major. Even we get a couple of messages, points from him about what his thoughts are on the program too. But we're really trying to cater to the needs of a service member that's transitioning out. So if you'd like to do anything in the marine industry, whether it's installing high-end electronics and graphs on fast boats, on offshore boats, if you want to do the service side, so you want to be a technician or a mechanic, if you want to work in sales, accounting, admin, because we're small business owners, we have to do all of that. There's training curriculum by OEM manufacturers, so I cannot guarantee you a job here at Tideline, right? We can't guarantee you a job at Cross, but what we can give you is OEM manufacturer training certification and the potential for a job interview, and that liaison between our shop and your experience here and contacting where you want to go to. But the most important thing is I understand the Marine Corps, and so does Chad, right? So we're both retired Marines, so I know that a commander may not have 120 days, so we tailored the program to be from 90 to the max. That way, if your commander says, I think you'd be a good fit for the program, I just can't afford you for 120 days, we can tailor the needs to your time frame of transitioning out of the Marine Corps as well.
Like mine's only 73 days. And then
Yeah, but I think we've got the chief warrant officer that we talked to earlier that's coming into the program. I think he says he's doing the full 120 with me. And then we've got another gentleman out of Quantico that's coming in, and he'll probably push close to whatever max, if not full 120 as well.
So, you can really tailor it down. And then, so what George is teaching me is the executive side of things, running a shop and being the owner of a shop. So, this is an interesting way of doing things. Do we have any comments yet, or no? Who's here so far, so we can say hi?
You got 15 people here. You got Scott.
Hey Scott, what's up, dude?
We're still figuring out how to do all of this.
Well, usually, so just to let you know, Randall will sit in the back. She'll read all the comments on her phone, and then she'll shout them out because I can't.
Yeah.
We
Oh
can't
yeah.
see
That's
all
yeah.
of it.
Sorry.
That's all right. Did you break it?
Nope, I got away from it.
At least someone knows how to use it.
Yeah. We'll refine this down to where it's going to get better. And these Friday Night Lives are going to get better and better and better. That actually leads us into the segue for what we're going to talk about next. Our next set of topics of conversation are going to be talking about generally what we do throughout the week, right? So as we go through different ins and outs of running small business, also regular mechanic type stuff, throughout the week. So different builds that we do, how we're going through, like today, and John was going through propping a boat.
Yeah, he said when he finishes, he's going to come up and talk about it too.
Perfect.
Yep. So I figured that'd be a good stick because we were talking about kind of trends and everything anyway, so that'd be a good.
One of the trends. So we opened for business yesterday after Tideline was closed for Christmas and the New Year's. We don't say holidays here; we say Christmas. If you don't like that, get off the page.
America.
I don't care. Straight up. So, anyway, And when it comes time for Hanukkah, we're going to say Hanukkah too. So when it is that particular holiday, we're going to name the holiday. That's
And if
the
you
way
want to
it
come and celebrate with us, and I guess you should come and celebrate with us too. If we're
is.
here.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
And when it becomes Eid, we'll celebrate Eid. Probably not in the way we should,
No.
but.
We could not eat and just drink them.
You got Terry McCamus,
Hey Terry, what's up?
George Evans.
George.
What a good name.
I know.
Did you? I don't know if anyone saw it, so I posted a photo on. I think it was on my personal Facebook, but I made fun of. North Carolina is not really good with.
You need to have one of these.
Not really good with.
I have one of yours.
Oh, you got!
That's
Oh my
mine.
gosh! You stocked it up over here.
I stocked it. Yes, I did.
That's why I like working for Chaz. It's good. I've got a lot to learn.
Mm.
So we're not really good with fishing regulations because in North Carolina we argue a lot, commercial versus recreational, instead of saying, hey, we could just be a team, right? So I took a flounder gigging spear and I said, am I St. George Dragon Slayer or am I going flounder gigging? Depends on the North Carolina law. Because there was like 2 days of that. Yeah. So George is a beautiful name.
Yeah. So George Evans,
Adam Savage.
Adam Savage. So Adam Savage is one of our newly. They're
Wow.
good.
Well, you just want to try one of these little things?
Dude, they're good. Here, take a sip. There's two.
It's a
of them.
moonshine mocha java.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, there's a whole case of them.
yeah, right there, right there.
Yeah. Unless you want to come drink it on camera, take a shot on camera.
Well, I mean, I'm certainly not going to drink a lot of it
Why don't you have the whole thing?
because Elise won't be able to drink.
Oh well.
Drink responsibly.
We're responsible here.
Mm-hmm. And just lay out cots here. We'll be good. So, where were we?
You were saying.
We said hi to George.
We said hi to George
No,
and then
Adam Savage.
And then
Okay,
Adam Savage.
Adam Savage. All right. Sorry, Adam. Adam just got invited up to the National Professional Fishing League this year. He's a rookie.
What kind of motor is he running?
I don't know. I think he's running a Mercury.
And so Adam, just shout out, if you're running Mercury now in a pro program, you need to make sure you hit Chaz and Adam. So anyone that's listening, so I'm a Mercury and Yamaha dealer, and if you're not on a pro angling program and you're fishing a lot of tournaments, if you're a power pole guy and you fish tournaments, if you're a charter cat and you fish tournaments, you need to reach out to us because the one thing I found as an issue is people don't tend to work together that much in this industry, and like all of the people that do this for a living, there's benefits to that.
Mercury.
Yeah.
Yep, so Mercury, so yeah, if you want to reach out, my email is george@tidelinemarine.com or get up with Chaz and we can talk on the phone.
Send me a text, Adam.
Yeah,
We'll
and
take
we'll
care of you.
set you up on what we can do with you. And it's kind of like a win-win, especially as time goes on for,
Yeah.
you get maintenance item discounts and you can do it directly through Mercury, so save you a lot of time.
So speaking of Adam, this is actually one of the things I wanted to cover tonight. Is so we're at the beginning of the season, and we got a bunch of people looking for sponsors, looking for different things. This is for bass fishing, probably a little bit out of your scene. I'm sure you see a little bit with the redfish guys.
Yeah, redfish is resembles more of like the sponsorship of a bass, right, freshwater.
Yeah.
When we talk offshore, like multiple mark application of kingfish, some sport fish, things like that, it's more of just a motor program than anything because, so.
But okay, so with the bass guys, this time of year, they're all a lot of them are looking for financial support for the season, and good on them. And that's what they should be doing. And I was doing the same thing.
Sure.
When I was fishing hard, which I haven't been for the last couple of years. But so they're looking for those sponsors, those partnership programs, so on and so forth.
You need to reach out to local, like,
Well,
yeah.
let me finish. The problem is, and this is where I see with Cross, is I will get these random Facebook messages, these random emails say, hey, I'm fishing NPFL this year. Do you want to sponsor me? It's like, dude, I don't know you.
Mm.
I don't know if you're going to be, where's the investment?
Or a jackass on the trail and ruin your name.
Right.
There's a lot of things that go into play when you do that.
So I have a new rule for Cross Industries is there are 0 paid professional anglers that I'm going to take on who aren't part of my pro staff right now. So they either start at my pro staff and graduate up to there, just like Adam Savage has, and he is a perfect example of that. He was a good hard worker on the pro staff, Did the normal discount program just like every other pro staff. And because he was good at that, and because I could trust him, and he showed that he had value, he's now part of my paid sponsorship for NPFL. And he got invited up there. We had a conversation about that, and I am happy to have him one of my 3 paid sponsorships. Yeah, I got him.
Yeah, we
Jeff
gotta get him
Dobson.
up. He's not on the motor program because
Yeah.
because and that's the benefit of networking and working together. And that's why Chaz, because when you're coming from the motor side of it, it's complete. Most people don't even know it exists, or like power pole. If you fish more than 3 or 4 regional tournaments, you could more than qualify to be even. It may not be the best, because what the motor programs do is they give you a discount off a price of a motor, or like power poles, it's 30 to pick a % off. Motors, pick a % off. But it's kind of like more of an education, because everybody's like, I want money, I want to be a paid sponsor, but that's not necessarily like in the big world. That's not how it works. The benefits are you get on a motor program, so you're not paying that much for your motor, and now you can sell them every year and make money off of it, right? And you're using the tackle. It's more of a mutually beneficial relationship. A lot of times there's a huge misconception of how that plays out, at least at the motor program level. People think that a dealer's going to give them motors, and that's certainly. Maybe if you're a bigger dealer and you're selling a lot of boats, but a small local dealer like me that sells 20 motors a year.
What's that?
Alan Loss.
Alan.
So let's go, you old retired bum now. Ryan Wong said, love this. Adam Savage said.
I'm glad Ryan's here. Ryan is an awesome dude, by the way.
Adam replied to your comments and talk there, that feeling very humble and fortunate for Cross Industries to take a chance on me. Thank you guys.
You're awesome, dude. I love the videos you do. He does videos, and then he gets his daughter involved. They're hilarious.
Oh yeah. I bet that's great. Yeah, we definitely need to connect to that. Yeah.
So
good.
And then Scott started at first level. Been awesome, Adam.
Yep.
Is there anyone that's on any motor programs or with the power pole? And if anyone's wearing a power pole, if you've known Chaz long enough to know or be on his pro staff program, that means you probably qualify to be on the power pole pro staff program, and you can be nowhere near me. You can go on powerpole.com, right? Apply, look for the pro staff.
And we'll get you taken care of.
Yeah, because what happens is they send you a coupon code, so you can go to any power pole dealer. You can order it online. They give you a discount code for the product. Is how it works. So yeah, so you could be remote and still participate in other programs.
So the unfortunate part is that Cross doesn't carry power pole, and we're not.
Not yet.
Yet.
Not yet.
I love power pole. I love their business model. The only reason that we're not a dealer is because we're solely a e-commerce business.
I bet you I know guys sell them to you, so you can sell them.
I know. But it still wouldn't be an authorized dealer.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason that we don't carry anything powerful. Other than that, their customer service is phenomenal.
The best in the market.
I have a 6-year-old set of power pole blades that I know for a fact if they blew up tomorrow, I could send them down there and they'd get fixed for. If I had to pay anything, it wouldn't be much.
They generally, when that happens to me, it's out of warranty. They say, is the customer willing to pay the freight? And if the customer's willing to pay the freight, and it's a repair we can do, we'll do it for the freight, charge of freight.
Right.
It's generally, how many companies do that?
They completely rebuilt a motor for me when it was like a month out of warranty when I was down in Florida, and they did it in a week. Like, I sent it in on a Monday. I got the new motor in on a Friday, and I was able to finish the tournament on Saturday.
Yeah, by far, one of my top 3 vendors to work with is PowerPole, for sure.
Adam says, awesome. Every little bit helps for sure.
Absolutely.
It does.
Terry
Absolutely.
says that he wears across industries because they are really good people.
Well, thank you, Terry. And you're good people, too. All right. So what else we got? Oh, hey, so beginning of the week, we were coming in, cleaning up stuff, and we decided that we were going to go out and work on a motor in the shop.
Oh,
unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to work on the motor.
We'll have to post a picture up of that guy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Chess, why don't we go in the shop? We're going to do a water pump on a little 3.5. It should take like 90 seconds to take the gear. We're talking like, you know.
Water pump's literally that big.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like the flat rate for that's probably like 10 minutes, right? Like it's like 3 bolts on, off, like.
He's actually got the water pump sitting on the desk. It's
Yeah.
like that, literally that big. It's not.
But in return, Chaz got to experience sheetrock and insulation with me.
Mm-hmm.
Because as every small business owner experiences, catastrophe. I actually lost my roof. So for those of you who know, this building is over 100 years old, right around that time frame. And I lost, this roof was blown off during Floyd Fran, whatever that time frame was in North Carolina.
Yeah.
So it was like 30 years. It blew off again this year, blew the bricks out of my building, and then took the roof off of my shop. For the insurance, because
That happened this year?
2 years ago, 2000, it was that weird hurricane that no one could pronounce, LC, whatever that was.
Oh, yeah.
Else, whatever. So, you know, because insurance does not do good for small businesses. I don't care what anyone says. They're out to make money. Not necessarily the people like on the streets working with me as a small bit, but like an insurance company is definitely not there for anyone but themselves because they didn't cover the roof on my. So we had to strip. So there's still a little bit of things wrong with it. So I just finished. Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, coming
Yeah,
down.
I
on
got to-
Getting
I
some
got to
power
help.
poles
Do
installed.
what?
Mike Hummel's getting some power poles installed in 2 weeks.
Good. Then, have you already bought them?
You didn't say that.
Huh?
You didn't say that.
Oh, and if you need
Well,
power
Mike,
poles,
if you,
yeah, we've got
have you
some.
already bought them?
Yeah, we do have power poles in stock here at the store.
Yeah.
Selection-
Mention if you've already bought them. If not,
Yeah.
then we'll make sure you're taken care of.
Yeah.
Mike's been one of our best guys out on the West Coast.
And, you know, I mean, honestly, we were doing a discount over Christmas, so I guess we could extend it during this podcast too. So we've been doing $100 off before Christmas. So if we get back to, you know, if someone doesn't have a power pole and need them, if you're not going to end up on the pro program because that's it's a pretty.
No, we need to set Mike up.
Yeah.
He
So
hasn't responded yet.
and
So
if you're in the
Yes.
process of buying and you apply for the ProStat
Yes.
program,
Yeah, but from a tournament partner used.
Okay.
okay, yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah, so definitely hit us up. We'll get you on the pro program, and then you can, you know, whatever we need to do.
Yeah.
Get
No,
down the
that's it.
line, whatever.
Mike fishes for us on the U.S. Open on Lake Mead, just outside of Las Vegas, and then he fishes a bunch of the Western Series. I think he fishes the Wild West Bass Tour, if I'm not mistaken.
We'll have to link him up. One of my good friends that was a recruiter with me, he's stationed in Yuma now. He's
Yeah.
a big bass guy, so if he's anywhere in that area, he hook those guys up. And
Well, it's actually a fairly small community on the West Coast because
Yeah.
there's like 5 lakes.
I would say because the Colorado River's where he fish a lot for smallmouth too. I think
Yeah,
it is.
smallmouth.
Yeah, I mean, he sent me pictures like 5.5 pound smallmouth, man. I'm like, holy Christ, that's huge.
So Lake Havasu is the best smallmouth fishery on the West Coast. In all of the West. And it
We
used
have
to
to go
be
see.
the Columbia River up in Oregon. But
We used to catch those rock, like, 12, 15 inches in upstate New York and the little rivers and stuff. As big as smallmouth, it seems maybe 18 inches.
so Lake Havasu is cool because you go to Lake Havasu and like the clarity is like 17, 18, 20 feet. And it's like insanity clarity, right? So you're like bed fishing, literally sight fishing in 12, 15 feet of water.
That's like fishing in, clear water, sight fishing for snook.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's nuts. And the very first smallmouth I ever caught, I was sight fishing in 13 feet of water.
Columbia River is better than Havasu.
Was John down
River.
there?
Mike Hummel
Is John
said it.
downstairs? Well, I mean, if
Hey,
John's
John, you
downstairs,
down there?
yeah. If he's not with the company, we've already been.
Hey, he's got people with him.
Oh, that's just chilling.
Huh?
This is probably just chilling.
He's chilling.
Yeah, there are kids, same age as ours.
Yeah.
Within like a year or two. Actually, his oldest is probably the same age as your old.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Tideline Marine and family. We named it that way for a reason, I suppose.
Yeah.
One big, happy, disgruntled family.
Yeah. His kids are funny, by the way.
They can't tell a joke. They get that from their father.
I know.
I can't tell a joke.
I know.
It's bad.
I'm aware.
It's real bad.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
It became really aware of that in Kuwait.
Can't tell jokes.
So, what's next? What do we got? We got a boat that got mispropped. John?
We played the guessing game for props today.
Yeah, we did.
Um,
So a guessing game for props is so we put a prop on a new motor on a new boat, and we guess how much RPM you're going to get out of it.
This is tough. Is this going to be the mechanic observation or stories of the week? This is too many good. This is good stuff here.
There you go. Well,
You
let's
know?
go, dude.
Yeah.
Let's go.
John.
Get your butt up here.
So we like to call them. Yeah.
Where am I going?
Right
You're
here.
going right
You're
here.
just
You're gonna sit
you're
on the
like
floor.
9 feet tall, so you had to sit on the floor. You're going taller than us.
I'll sit back here. Where's...
You're like if
Sit on
just,
the floor.
there you go. See,
There
the
you
problem
go.
is John's my general manager. He's the muscle behind it.
He was
But-
also in the airport, so we forgive him.
Yeah.
And he was a cop.
What's that?
What? Well, drink it and then find out.
You have to pass it to find out what's in it.
That's Maker's Mark.
No, believe it or
Oh,
not,
that's Jim
should be-
Beam?
Yeah. Isn't
Did it
that-
wrong again.
Double O.
But think about how smooth that Jim Beam is, though.
It's not bad. I like
You know,
it.
it's-
I like it.
Yeah. So we've been hyping you up for about 30 minutes.
Oh, good. Oh,
Because we've
good.
been being really bored talking about ourselves and power poles and motor programs.
We're all
Thank
good
you.
for him.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
so we're like,
Behind
John
you.
was outside propping out a new Mercury 75.
Yep.
They were
Can you
putting in-
speak?
Nope.
Nope. English is a hard language.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't type either.
No
So, he's
typing.
so we're propping out that new motor, and we're trying to. So we have this little game at Tideline where, because you never know how a motor is going to perform. You know, and the same hull in the same motor in the same prop could have various RPMs. You know, side by side loaded equally. There could be one imperfection. You know, so there's a lot of variables. So we always like to write down what we think the wide open throttle is going to be. On a little piece of paper, we hide it. Then we go test run the boat because so part of the process, if you're an authorized dealer of a motor brand, is you have to, before you deliver the motor to a customer, you've got to go through a checklist and you got to drive it, make sure it's in specs and everything like that, so everything is safe and sound. So, John,
Yes, sir.
how did we do today?
We did okay.
Who won?
Well, I will concede today, and we're going to say that Mr. George won. And, you know, the first run of the boat, I hit it right around 4,800 RPMs. But when I got that wind behind me, I hit about 52, and that was his exact guess. He went over, so that doesn't count. So,
Wait, he said 50.
5,200.
or 5,200.
I said 50.
Right, which was over than 5,200.
That's good.
That's 50.
5,200 is also a great sealant for your boat, but just remember, it is a permanent bond approved by the Coast Guard above and below the water line, so you need to use a chemical called Release It to get it off. So there's other stuff called Elastomeric that you can use on your boat.
What are you talking about?
Below
How
one.
did that?
Well, because it's
It's
also
5,200.
yeah, and it's also Coast Guard approved
Yeah.
for above and below the water line.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic product, and we have ample amounts of it on the shelves right here.
Ben, I didn't want to make you feel bad about losing his guest to me.
It happened. This is the first time
I was close.
And-
John's generally real close because he does all the rigging for us here. So
Yeah, we did good. That boat did good. So
what other problems? Like, is there any type of trends or anything like that you've seen? If you could tell, like one thing.
if I had
What the hell did
nice hands, feet, nice hands, feet.
At least I didn't move that time.
Elastomeric,
I don't know,
fantastic
things just
product.
fly out of this corner.
5,200.
If you haven't noticed that we're capitalists, so we're gonna have like
Everything we
unashamed-
sell in this store
Yeah.
will be in here.
unashamed product placement, and
And we're not getting paid by the vendors, by the way, for any of this. This is free for them. So
Yeah.
if they want to donate it, we'll take it.
yeah, like you know the Calcutta cups. These little like baby tumblers are badass, by the way.
They come in a. This is actually a set.
Yeah, the pair. Huh?
I like the color.
And my wife loves the color because she's a teal girl.
You need to try
I
that.
need to try this
You do need to try that.
Well, that's
Java
good.
Mountain
That stuff
Java.
is good.
Dude,
Yeah, even Elise drank some, John. And Elise, they both came on camera too,
I know.
and they drank some of the Java.
Was I supposed to finish that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, that's good. That's good.
Isn't that crazy? Ryan, is he a customer? Did he leave?
I will say the number one
Is he
problem
21?
that we're going to see around here is going to be fuel issues, right? Letting boats sit using ethanol fuel wreaks havoc with all our fuel systems. People can save thousands of dollars a year if one, you run your boat, and two, you don't put ethanol fuel in it and use stabilizers and things of that nature. We also have stabilizers on the shelf if you'd like to stop in and get some of those.
Oh, that's
I-
good.
I'm
I
not gonna
gotta-
go get those.
Do it.
No,
I'm
that's
not
okay.
gonna
Don't
No,
go
I
get
don't need
those.
things thrown at me. I won't catch it.
And I have things in my hand so I can't catch. Just saying.
Just throw it out there. I run ethanol fuel in my boat, but I run a tank of gas about a weekend. When
yeah,
I actually
yeah.
run.
Right.
If you're going to use ethanol, right? The thing is, when you
You can burn it.
you want to explain phase separation?
Phase separation. So ethanol has.
He's the smart one. Dude. He knows the scientific.
He was in the Air Force.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, he drinks
not
his
wrong.
pinky out.
I do drink with my pinky out, unfortunately. I do like nice cigars and long walks on the beach as well. So when we're talking about phase separation, we're talking about the hydroxyl group, which is a chemical within ethanol that makes it the alcohol group. That's going to also bond with another hydrogen, right? And that's fantastic. He doesn't know what I'm saying. That's why he's doing all of that.
IR
So
brain.
it's amazing. I have eyes behind my head, you know. But anyways, what can happen is just due to the moisture in the atmosphere, ethanol can actually be converted into water within your fuel tank, and that causes issues.
What
Unless
is
you
the-
run it every
yeah,
weekend.
What does the
chasing
ethanol do
freshwater
for your
fish.
fuel tank for you, though? I believe it cleans it, doesn't it? What
No,
does that do to your
uh,
motor, though, when it does that?
Nothing good.
Hmm.
Nothing good.
What happens when it does? Have you had an experience that...
But it
maybe-
washes it out from the inside. That's what the water does.
It can, but it can also cause deterioration of the linings of your fuel lines. It can cause issues with injectors and seals around your injectors.
But what happens if we put
You
water...
know, they're not that important.
If I mix oil, gas, and everything together and I inject it into my
Right.
piston...
It's
what
not
do you
gonna
do?
go well.
You know what we'll do next time is we'll bring in a piston from when that...
Oh,
happens
that
and pull it
blew up? Y'all would love that.
We've replaced
Y'all
several
would
power
love
heads
that.
this year, actually, because of bad gas. I mean, it will destroy your motor for you.
You know what hasn't had bad gas? This.
That's actually my grandfather's motor. He
Yours?
bought that after World War
Thanks,
II.
Al.
Yep, George Pappas owns it, and I brought that down from New York. I've got the original owner's manual and the original toolkit for it, and it still starts, shifts, and runs. It also has metal fuel lines on it too, because back in the day we weren't cheap in America, and so it wouldn't rot out either. So
Not made in China.
no, that is 100% U.S. made piece of machinery right there.
There we go.
That's right.
That's why it still runs.
Tango Victor says Air Force getting paid more to sit on the floor.
That's right. That's right.
That's
Hazard
actually
pays.
true.
You know, hazard pays
It's
are real.
actually true.
And that's hazard pay for the Air Force.
It is. This is stress on
In
my
fact,
lower
John
back.
got hazard pay
Uh,
for being as tall as he is too. Like, you
That's
know what?
right.
You
That's
might
right.
bump your head into like a wing as you're walking under an aircraft. In fact, he's asked me about that Tideline. He's like, in fact, if you can tell, he sliced me in the head today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I don't know where the camera. You can't.
You're getting washed out.
Yeah, but yeah. So
Sharon said that bourbon is ethanol free, but George is not bourbon free.
oh, and I owe you a
That's
bottle of
fair.
bourbon, by the way, because I said I would participate in one of those whiskey things, and then I got really confused, and I even wrote back. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Who's Theron?
Him and his brothers actually had a boat out in our slip.
Oh yeah.
Really, really nice boat, yeah. Maybe get him in sometime.
Which one?
Yeah.
He's coasting.
Come
I'll
on.
show you.
Which one is it? The
Yes,
bay boat?
In the covered slip, yeah.
The really nice bay boat out there.
Mhm.
Dude, that's a beautiful
Yeah,
boat.
isn't that nice?
Oh,
Yeah, it's a beautiful boat.
that's a gorgeous boat. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. We'll have to get you. You should come in. Yeah, come on in.
Come on in.
And everybody else who's in Jacksonville, come here.
Come on in.
Yeah.
Come here. But not right now.
Yeah, I was like, you only have like 20 minutes or so if you're gonna come down. So.
Yeah. What else? Do you have any other questions for me, gentlemen?
Yeah.
I'm trying to bounce.
You're trying to bounce.
I have to go
Yes,
down the
John.
drawer,
Yeah.
and I got
Well,
other
needs to eat.
business things to do, and
You're
Someone
working.
has to run Tideline
Someone's
when
gotta-
George and
that's
Elise
right.
are up here doing nothing.
that's right. I'm not
Okay.
saying it's me. I'm just saying it needs to be done.
It was somebody has to supervise.
That's right.
The Air
That's right.
Force.
The Air
Right.
Force. Nothing
Right,
can stop.
it's the S and BAMSs.
Fair.
Huh?
Oh, and on that note, I'm gonna go count the drawer down. Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate the whiskey.
Thank you, Yanni. So, you want to talk about batteries too?
Batteries. Actually, you know what's funny? Is moving up here to North Carolina, I've had more freaking problems with my batteries than anywhere else. Like, I've had 2 explode here.
Next time, John's gonna have to tell a story about how he melted a boat with a battery. But you know I can't tell jokes. So I'm not getting involved in that. That's a great lead-in to make people want to come back next week, though. But he melted through an aluminum boat with a battery. Not completely through it. You know, I'm exaggerating, but he tells the story a lot better.
Wait until next week.
He literally ran away on us. He probably knew that was coming.
The desire went to do more intensified.
let's just say if you've got an aluminum boat and you're putting a battery in, and you pick it up and hit the aluminum boat with the positive and negative terminals, it welds itself to the boat.
Dude,
Yeah.
we gotta do that. Okay. She's like, no.
Mike Hall is asking if we will be stocking and selling lithium batteries.
We will, yes. And actually, we
I'm gonna go get
have
something.
a line of lithium batteries that we're going to be carrying. The unfortunate part is most of them are sitting off the fucking coast of California. Excuse my language, but damn.
Yeah, I'm still waiting to get all the product information to
Right.
be able to put it on.
What's the name of that company?
Powerhouse.
Powerhouse Lithium.
What's the weight? I can't remember off the top of my head, but I know there's a significant, because our bay boat guys like that for redfish
Dude.
too, because you lose like 50 pounds out of your hull. I mean,
No, more. So, I run 36 volt batteries.
well, yeah, 'cause when
right?
you run at trips, yeah.
So, that's 50 pounds of battery,
Mm-hmm.
right?
And you're what, 50
I only have
total
one-
lithium.
One 36 volt lithium, right?
Mm-hmm.
At roughly about 30 pounds. I just dropped 120 pounds out of the back of my boat.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of weight.
Dude, it's a lot of weight. And the
That
lithium,
power pole charging system, it's below like 245 in this.
yeah, the lithium has more charging times, has a longer warranty.
Well, yeah, because you figure standard
They're expensive
batteries
as all hell, but-
standard batteries less than a year of warranty, and they're only, they'll say to last about a year, 2 years is, if you get a marine battery to last 2 years, you're doing good in North Carolina, like 100%.
I usually get mine, like, this is horrible to say, right? But I'm going to say it. I get Wally World Specials, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason I do is because I can replace them anywhere I go for a turn.
And you know the greatest
Because
part,
there's always a Walmart where there's a turn.
and the brand is irrelevant to the battery. Already. Your motor should say, especially if it's a newer motor, under the counter what your cold cranking amps requirements are. So like
If you get a Group 31 marine battery,
Yeah.
you're good, right?
1,000 cranking amp, you're gonna start up to a 300. So.
Right. So I do that, but my problem is, I don't know if it's a problem, but I will get a Wally Special.
John, can we
Sorry.
have you for 30 more seconds?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, please. John,
Yeah.
what happens when a battery touches a John boat?
So let me tell you what happens when a battery touches a
We're talking about
John.
batteries, obviously.
We are talking about
Power
batteries.
pole charging system
Um,
here for lithium batteries and all.
Most of you are very familiar with incandescent light bulbs. It's most light bulbs that you screw it in your house, and they have the filament in there that glows. Well, when you touch a John boat with a battery and it gets stuck in there, everything turns into an incandescent light bulb, and then you have seconds to decide if you want to pull that battery out or if you just want to run away from it and see what happens. So I pulled it out. We were all okay that day.
Told you his story.
I would have ran away.
That was
and
it?
seen what happens. That's just me.
Nah,
The
I-
gas
yeah,
tank
you
was
got
right
it.
next to it. We had to make a
Yeah,
decision.
it was bad.
Yeah.
It was way bad.
Dude, that would have blown up.
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
awesome.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
melted. I mean, who knows?
It could have melted. Both of the terminals on the battery itself got red
So
hot.
that reminds me of this one time
A pancake?
in
Gotta
August
say that.
of 2008.
Okay.
In August of 2008, we did a raid, right? And there was a car that was on fire
Yeah.
because his asshole decided that he was going to try to light off
Yeah.
the ID inside the
Bless
car,
him.
right?
Yeah.
In the backyard. Right?
In the backyard.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever. And then also in the backyard was a truck full of like 55-gallon drums of gas,
Ah,
right?
right.
And somehow one of them fell off the truck
Perfect.
and rolled against the car, and then got a bunch of 5.56 holes into it.
Somehow.
It's
It just
just
kind of happened
weird.
that way. It was the weirdest thing I'd ever
Strange.
seen.
And then the whole thing went up in a fireball.
Worst case suicide I've ever seen.
And gas is like the one
Oh,
true
no, no,
fireball,
no.
too.
Oh, that wasn't fair.
He wasn't there. He just started the fire. He was already dead.
Yeah, fair.
He died after he started the fire.
Understood. Yeah. I don't know how that correlated to my battery, but it's
But
interesting.
you're talking about a gas fire. It was cool to see. That's the
Yeah,
whole
oh, I see.
The
I see
wall
where
of
you're
fire
going. I
and
should have
air
let
shows
it
made out of
explode.
gas,
That's what
for
it
Christ's
was.
Precisely.
That's on me. I saved
Yeah, I
it.
don't have enough insurance for that, though.
No. Has to be.
Can we do it across the street? Can we do that?
They didn't have insurance.
We'll have to fly over there and do it then.
Dude, the scanning will picture. Fucking money.
Adam
Before-
was asking about the charge for the power poles.
That-
The
that-
batteries.
So, I will have to say that
I'll steal.
later, Yanni. So, Mr. Adam, this is the only one I have, and so if this is something you're interested in and wanted,
It's
you'd have to find in. So, because Chad, I do have another one on order, so we can definitely like set it aside for you because I ordered these like a year and a half ago.
and we're gonna fight.
Yeah, so this one is already allocated. I just want to show it, but I do have another one on order. I just don't know when it's going to come in. Yes, but we could definitely, I could look into the options for you, and like I said, we work with you. But yeah, so this, I guess the reason I brought this out is, so this was one of the first systems that could charge, because you're talking about lithium.
Mm-hmm.
You can't buy lithium batteries and put them in your boat and use your Pro Mariner or your Bass Pro special battery charger. Not all battery chargers are created equal.
And the Minn Kota ones
Yep.
won't work.
I don't know if I'll actually get them in anytime soon, but Minn Kota does make one now that's very similar to this. It's just as pricey as this is, and I don't know what the availability is, but you do need a specific charger if you're on lithium, and it's very important too because you don't want to mess up a very expensive battery. So it's important if you're switch lithium.
And that will ruin your warranty, by the way.
Yeah. So that is important. If you're in lithium, which is great, make sure you have everything you need to make that transition.
So.
And
what
power pole.
Money? We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, and if you get on the Power Pole ProSap program, this also is a item you would get a discount on too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, furthermore, we're going to be doing a lot of work to the Bass Cat. Everybody knows that if you follow the Cross Industries page, the Cross Industries Bass Cat, all wrapped up just like my truck.
The best looking wrap I've ever seen, I have to be honest.
Thank you.
It's good.
Thank you. And, the guy who designed it actually was impressed with the fact that I had so much to do with the design of it. He usually apparently doesn't have anybody do it. But I do actually have to say this. Those dudes and damn it, TVI is kicking my ass right now. I can't think of the name of that business.
Could have been worse. Could have hit yourself
I have
over
the
the door
business card
today.
in my car, but I don't remember what it is.
Yeah.
It's like JHD or something like that.
Oh, JH Designs. That's what it is. Thank you.
It was enough to trigger it.
It was. So JH Designs out of Port St. Lucie, right? Down in Florida. Those guys do the best job on any wrap I've ever seen. So the wrap on my truck, I got done in 2018, in September of 2018.
That's right, because that's been there forever.
Right. It's on my truck and on my boat.
In the
I
boat,
had
because
done-
that was the same time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly the same time. I dropped those off at the same time in September 2018. Those are the same wrap that I've had on for, the last 4 years, 3.5 years.
And we're not gentle on things in North Carolina.
I'm-
Like this area of North Carolina is
Dude,
very
I don't even
salty.
wash my truck.
Yeah, like. yeah.
I literally don't wash my truck.
You don't even have the rock timbers either.
Nope, I don't have the rock tamers either on the boat. And I stopped wiping that thing down a long time ago. But you can't tell. That wrap is pristine.
We were talking about it 2 weeks ago when we went fishing.
Yeah.
I commented on like how smooth, and clean looking it still is.
It's not
Yeah.
bubbled up. None of the wrap is stripping off, any of that stuff. So, JH Designs, I want to tag you in this at some point in time. Babe, if you want to tag them, give them a shout out. I know a bunch of people travel from all over the place to go down there. I know Kenny goes down there. Jay Kenny goes down there to get his boat wrapped every year. He doesn't have to do it every year. I know he does because he gets new sponsors every year. But
Yeah.
Is it JH Design 3D?
yeah. JT Kenny goes down there from. He lives on the Space Coast, but
Space Coast, that's good.
Yeah. Oh, well, they got that new reservoir that they just opened up about a year and a half ago. Oh my God, it's like loaded with giants.
Huh.
Yeah, it's right there in Fellsville. JT Kenny goes down there. I know there's some other people that go down there. I'm not sure who they are. You know, I should probably tell Bobby Lane about them because you know, Bobby is about as nice to his stuff as I am. If you haven't met Bobby Lane, super cool guy, awesome dude. He does the Bobby Lane Cup, which we sponsor every year. And the Bobby Lane Cup is a high school tournament that he does on the Kissimmee chain every year, and it's like the high school national tournament. Right?
Really?
So
That is cool.
yeah. So he brings down all the high school anglers, and
We have one of the boat lines we carry.
yeah,
They're one of the very few boat lines that have a high school angler program. So
Yeah.
so that makes sense. I guess I didn't fully understand what that meant.
Yeah.
I just knew they had that boat company had a program to discount people that fished in that.
mm-hmm.
Huh.
and my friend
Brent
Cheryl
Tyler
Brewer,
just joined.
who?
Brent Tyler,
He's what?
he just joined.
Oh, hey Brent, long time no see. What's up, buddy? My good friend Cheryl Brewer. She's an awesome realtor, by the way, down in Lake and Polk County. So if you're looking for a house, looking for a place, look her up. Anyway, Cheryl, she's one that got me involved in the Bobby Lane Cup. She is hugely involved with them. I know her through Terry and Jason, her husband, obviously. And yeah, she does some awesome stuff with the kids and so on and so forth. So, you know, when we get down there and we actually move down there, we're going to be doing a lot of stuff, you know, with the high school kids, and I'm looking forward to it. So.
That's great. I mean, that's something I think sometimes we forget the importance of is investing into the
Well, the
in the
future,
future generation, right? You know, because I can tell you from, you know, I came in when I originally bought Tideline. The year I bought it, I went down to a boat dealer meeting, and in that room I was less than 1%, meaning 80% of the people in the room, you know, were of retirement age and had no buyers for their business, and were literally just closing their doors, like in the marina industry or you know, service sales, marina store, you know.
Yeah.
So it was about 80%, and then it was split maybe 5 and 5% at that point, maybe 10 and 10. It'd be tough, you know, tough to put a real number in it, but that other 20% was sprinkled between small businesses like mine that were getting bought out by a Marine Max or a bigger industry, or a younger generation or a family member buying to carry on the tradition. But like
Right.
maybe 5% of marinas, small locally owned marinas, if you will, like sales service centers, the small guys, less than 5% are actually like carried on to the next generation or entrepreneur or anything like that. And most end up closing up because of the trials and tributes of actually trying to do this.
Right.
I mean, it's crazy how.
This is not an easy job.
Yeah.
By the way.
Corey Kramer just joined too.
Oh, hey Corey, what's going on? So the Kramers they're actually a couple. They're both anglers. And Christine, she was a contractor in Iraq, and Corey was in the military himself. So
We had a couple from Georgia last year that came up and fished a redfish series with us. We sponsor a tournament that funnels into the redfish World Series in Louisiana. And there was, I don't know, husband and wife, it was a couple that actually came up from Georgia to fish together, proing their team. Yeah, it's pretty neat.
yeah,
My wife and I, we fish in tournaments together, but offshore fishing's a different beast, and so generally it's not a good place to try to be nice to people, and so.
yeah. Well, that one don't fish with me.
Yeah.
She didn't do. Case in point, we're at Lake.
Problem is they catch bigger fish.
I know, but
I don't have my bigger fish shirt on
we were at Lake Powell, right? And we were just hanging out, and we're in the back of this cove by ourselves, just chilling for the day, right? It was awesome, perfect day. And these dudes come in, and I run up to the top of the thing, and we're like, hey, it's not worth fishing back here, we're back here, right?
Yeah.
And as I'm up there, I look down, I see there's about 4 or 5 pound bass. Just swimming along, I'm like, hey, babe, throw that shaky head out to him. She's like, no, fishing's your thing. Well, give me the fucking rod. I chucked the shaky head out. Well, what I could see is the bass. He bolted, right? So I just let it sink, and I started talking to people out there. And all of a sudden, that shaky head just starts swimming away. I set the hook, popped that 4 or 5 pound bass. And the dude was so mad. Because he said the fish hard, right?
You know, you gotta admit that it's always funny when I see it a lot because I know a lot of both recreational anglers, charter cat, how mad some people can get if you go anywhere near them when they're fishing. But sometimes you have an option because there are some people that don't follow the rules of the road and don't understand that you can't anchor in a channel, and so you have no option other than to come up closer to boat. So
Yeah.
you never know what you're gonna get into.
And then it was funny though because we were in Warm Otter Creek on Lake Powell, right? Which they call it Warm Otter Creek. It's like its own lake itself, right? If you don't understand the hugeness and the giganticness of Lake Powell, then yeah. And as we were up there, I can't remember his freaking name.
He didn't have no sponsors on his boat then.
No, he did. Well, he had a camera on his boat, and he came up. And he does shows up there all the time. He specifically, he lives up there in Page. He stopped fishing the tour because he got cancer years back. Phenomenal dude. Like, super down to earth guy, right? Anyway, and he's sponsored by London.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I know everything about him. Can't think of his name because it's stuck up here because I've been blown up too many times. But anyway, I'll think about it in like 20 minutes.
Can't help you on that one.
Yeah.
I can't help you either.
Somebody's gonna pop in.
Jared Edwards,
Jared. Yes. Edward.
Man, someone's good.
Yep. Who was that?
Mike Hummel.
Yeah. Yep. So as we're out there fishing, right, I'm catching smallmouth. Like literally, there's a bluff I'm fishing off of. We're in 40 feet of water, and I'm fishing with creature bait with a 1/4 ounce, and I'm literally catching fish off of like ledges that are maybe that big.
Oh, is it off or?
Well, I'm bouncing that little creature bait off those ledges, but they were 12 feet down, right? And that's where the fish are hanging out.
Huh.
So I had to bounce that creature bait off, and as soon as it comes off, that's when I'm catching the smallmouth. And as we turn around, Jared Edwards comes turning right around in his Lund, and he's got his camera crew on it. Like, I chose the right creek.
Out of curiosity, was he driving a fiberglass or an aluminum Lund?
It was aluminum.
Because weird. I say weird enough only because it's the only aluminum line that I know that also makes a fiberglass boat line. 'Cause they do make fiberglass bass boats. I'm not a stocking dealer with them, but I've heard they're pretty sturdy. I'd pass that.
I don't know anything about their fiberglass.
Yeah, most of theirs don't carry them because you have to buy a certain amount of just that specific boat, and that can get tricky.
Well, he usually
They get
runs
Pro
about
Vs or-
their, I guess it was Pro V. I don't know.
Because some of the
anything about-
aluminum boats will handle 300 horsepower. It's incredible.
Yeah. It's one of those that's got a true V on it. It's not a flat boat, right?
Yeah.
So like the stuff you got on your screensavers, not one of those.
We'll have to look. We'll probably find them on the Lund's website.
And
Yeah.
show me a picture of it and say that's it right there. Big 250 on it. Anyway, Jared, is super cool guy, down to earth. Just the kind of guy you just want to hang out with, right? That's what I like about bass fishing in general, right? 99% of the people are just dudes you want to hang out with. They're just fishing, and they just made it, right? Like, so 2 of our, established pro anglers, Jeff Dobson and Kyle Cordial, right? Both of them, I love just sitting on the phone with them because they're just dudes, man. Like,
when you get, like, it's amazing when you get a customer walks in, they, like you said, they just, well, and for example, we've got a lot of price increases,
right,
the last couple of years,
unfortunately.
and
Not our fault, by the way.
Yeah. Check my Facebook page out for my business. You'll see I definitely let the consumer know who did that.
Yeah.
But when you get, you have a customer that understands and is willing to work with you and has, you have that relationship, it's awesome.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's, but, well, Jeff and Kyle are not my customers. I sponsor them on the Pro Trail. So Kyle is on the FLW, the MLF Big 5, formerly FLW Tour. And Jeff is on National Professional Fishing League. Very happy to be working with both of them. Jeff has been awesome working with. He always provides great videos for us and so on and so forth. Kyle is just a great dude to be working with. Always there whenever I ask him to do anything. He's always just down to earth dude. It's actually interesting. So, one year, the first year that I sponsored Kyle, I bought him a bumper, right, to put on his Toyota. And when he was coming back from the FLW Cup, wait.
It's just me.
Hi.
Relax. You're
You know
all right.
it's
Continue
6:30,
this
right?
going.
Huh?
You know it's 6:30, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. When Kyle was coming back from the FLW Cup, and this is actually a blog on our website. You can look it up, and I got all kinds of pictures on it. Some jackass got on the freeway and T-bowed him at like 75 miles an hour. Jacked him up, right? Threw his Ranger over the median into the other lane of traffic, right?
That can hurt sometimes.
Yeah, I hurt the Ranger. The Ranger was done. And then threw him head on into that K-rail, right? And he completely smashed the front end of that Toyota. But everybody involved said the only reason that didn't hurt him, like physically more than other than he had bruises from the seatbelt and a little bit from the tire bag and what.
Yeah.
The only reason that didn't hurt him more, like having more of that shit come in, is because that iron cross bumper that was on the front of his skirt that I put on it. So,
Oh man.
it's a 300-pound bumper that we were able to put on. So there are reasons to put a aftermarket expensive bumper on. And iron cross really isn't that expensive. It's only like $1,300.
Well, let's talk about that sometime too, because I know that you have some like really neat tire rim combos and stuff like that.
Okay.
That
And I even got it all set up to where I have the diameter set up to where you can put it on your boat trailers. So you can put some bitch and tire
Well, yeah,
rims.
you bass boat guys like to have your tires match your boat, match your trailer, match your truck, or you
Yeah,
can't go
yeah.
to the tournament.
Hell yeah,
I'm just saying,
You gotta
but
look
you're
cool.
the guy to match the rims,
you gotta look cool.
and
when
you're the
you
guy
go
to
in.
do it. Yeah,
I mean, come on.
I mean,
If you
I
don't
like
look
driving.
cool,
I mean, I like riding in your truck with the boat attached to it. It looks good
I know you do. You take pictures of that rearview mirror all the time.
because it looks good.
So, do you got anything else going on, or do we have any questions right now? Actually, this is question time. This is comment time, question time.
He let me ramble.
I know. I was kind of rambling a little bit too, but that's what it's all about. This is us having a conversation at the end of the week, closing out the week. Do what?
I think that was the liquor talking.
Yeah, well, the bourbon after.
But that's why we have some.
And anyone can
questions,
come
Jack.
visit, talk with us, and drink some bourbon on Friday afternoon.
Why'd you ask if anyone has any questions?
Do y'all have any questions? Please throw them up there. We got a mechanic right here. We got a marine electronics guy right here. I can also do.
You want to talk about a guy that can tell you how to track your little lure flying off the little ledge, and I learned a lot from Chaz only because you know, when you fish offshore, you care about how deep you are and where the fish are.
Right. And we do it.
Yeah, let's jump back in.
You want to jump back in?
Yeah, I mean, they're calling you, John.
They are.
No one's calling.
That
No
no
one's
one-
calling
You're
John.
the only
No
one
one
that
calls
has
me John.
Hey, move your
John.
sunglasses real quick.
John.
John's the only one that has branded clothes on me right
I
now.
know.
Half
He's
the
got
brand.
Mercury. He's got
Half the brand.
Powerful.
That's it.
I know.
That's it.
Too bad Mercury and Power Pole didn't give me that for free. You know, the funny part about being a dealer is that sweatshirt cost me, the dealer, $45, and that hat there cost me, the dealer, $21.
Yep.
So when people come in and ask, that's a good point.
Toss
You
me
know,
that last one.
a lot of people be like, well, don't I get a free something when I buy something with you?
Yeah, I had one.
Well, as soon as the manufacturer gives it to me for free, you can have it for free. Otherwise,
Are you
business is
out?
business. I'm out. Yeah.
You gave him one.
Yeah, I gave.
Oh, you're a dirty pirate hooker.
I mean, are you drinking the last
I'll-
one?
Can I smell that one? I haven't used it. I haven't tried that yet.
Yeah, you have.
Nope. I didn't try that.
Oh, he knows your trick, John, and you haven't even used it yet.
I did. I watched you.
But
do
can
it.
I smell it?
No.
Oh.
He's good. I told you.
That's the ABC. Start up.
Okay, Mike Hummel is asking, what is the adult beverage of choice for the next couple of live events?
It's always whiskey.
Oh, always whiskey.
Yeah.
I was gonna say fan pick, but fair.
I mean, what are they sending to us? Because
Exactly.
Whatever
That's
the
what
liquor
you said, man.
Whenever
That's
the
what
liquor
it is.
manufacturer sends us to promote, which is nothing. So whatever you want us to buy, we'll buy and put it back there and drink
It's
with you.
true. It's true.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say, like, if you're local and you make like some legal moonshine,
Legal.
yeah, and you pay taxes on it, right?
Sorry.
Because that's a thing.
Walton
Um,
Distillery.
Then we'll be glad to drink it on this all day long.
Might not get much work done that day.
It's Friday, whatever. Who
Yeah.
cares?
Hot Rod, I'm sorry your boat won't get done.
This boat's done.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That one's done.
What do we got TJ for?
To work on the boats.
Exactly. And we can look at him like, you're doing it wrong. And then he'll bitch at us because, we're probably wrong. But it's cool.
Yeah.
Is that wrong?
No, I think that's just fine.
Yeah,
I
We
like
just have to be
I
looking at the
think it's
parts. I
appropriate.
mean, the important part is
It's
we
getting
get the
parts in. That's a true fact. The
Tango
struggle.
Victor is asking, who can down a full tumbler the fastest?
I can, without question.
Yeah,
Well, he's 9 feet taller than everyone. It's an
He
unfair
is.
advantage.
That's right.
His esophagus allows a faster flow of
Wait,
liquid down his
wait.
throat.
He wasn't questioning the size or girth of my esophagus. He was just asking who could drink the fastest.
I'm trying to sound smart.
Ah, I see.
the owner of
I
the
see.
business knows full well the size of his esophagus. That's all I'm saying.
John eats more food than everyone I've met
That's
in
a
my
fact.
life. Yeah.
That's also a
Mike
fact.
Hummel is also asking whiskey of choices.
Huh?
Whiskey of choices.
If you could find it, Buffalo Trace.
Is that what Phil? No, Ruben.
That's
brought
what
us that.
Mr. Rubin
Yeah,
gave
that
us.
was
Yeah,
really
Buffalo
good.
Trace is a phenomenal whiskey. There's a handful of them, but
Tin cups, good.
Tin Cups, very
I
good.
do like
Bullet's good.
Yeah.
aged Jameson is phenomenal.
What's the one?
The Air Force doesn't buy Jameson, so I don't know what that means.
What's sugar? What's
all
the one
good.
that the bottle you bought me for Christmas? That was good.
That was Bullet.
No. It was
No,
it was
that
like
was
a
Leadslingers.
lead slingers.
Leadslingers.
Yeah, lead slingers was good. This
Yeah.
Jim Beam is surprisingly really good.
Dude, this White Oak stuff is. Woo.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to drive home?
Yeah.
we're gonna work on his boat for a little while, so
At least an hour.
to form.
Drink some water.
You brought the boat?
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't brought.
yep. Magically.
So, other than that, what I'm going to do over the next week is I'm going to set up on the Cross Industries website a place where you can submit questions or topics that you want us to talk about. So anything can go from normal springtime maintenance stuff, from de-winterizing your boat. What is the best way to do? What do these guys see most in this kind of North Carolina environment where people have had their boats up, for storage for a couple months while it's been cold, and they start bringing them out? What are the problems that they see? What are ways that you can avoid that as the spring's coming around? In addition to that, we're going to talk about different ways on how you yourself can learn how to change out your own water pump.
Yeah, I mean,
That's an easy thing to do. The first time I was shown how to do that, I was like, I was like afraid to do this.
Yeah, your
This is
100-hour
stupid.
maintenance on a 4-stroke should be is more. Anyone that can read is capable of doing
That's
that.
right.
You just may need to just understand what you're looking at, and
Right.
and we're here to help you with that because that makes it so you're not waiting in a service line too. Because you go to an authorized dealer, buy a service component. It doesn't void your warranty. You do your own.
Yeah.
Bring it in on the 3rd year for the for the alternator belt for your spark plugs. If you're concerned about that, but
I need that done, by the way.
I know.
I can see.
I don't have any other questions. Do you have any?
Okay, but if you do also come up with other questions, post them on, send them to the Facebook page, send them to my Facebook page, send them to Tideline. What's Tideline got?
How much
Do
whiskey do you drink?
you all know how hard it is to get into Mercury University while being active duty?
So,
I just got into Mercury University and I am active duty. It's so weird.
and the only way to find that information out is to call me tomorrow, 910-455-2979. We could talk about that. So there's.
Are you local?
Matthew James.
Matthew James, if you're local, why don't you come down
Yeah,
tomorrow?
No, that's we know what that is.
Hmm.
Yeah, we'll link up with you. Yeah. If you're interested in doing what we have Chaz doing or anyone else, if you're standard DoD, Department of Defense conventional military, it's called the DoD Skills Bridge Program. If you're local to the Camp Lejeune area, or no matter where you are, you can actually come to me and do the program. So reach out to us, send us an email at george@tidelinemarine.com. If you're part of SOCOM or another element, I forget the appropriate name. We have a Marine that's going to come do that in the next couple months, but I can put you. So depending on where you are, we can put you in contact. So Chaz can tell you exactly what he had to do, right? So we've got the systems in place to where if you're transitioning out,
Super easy program. And like I said at the beginning, right, the only person who can say no is your battalion commander or above, right? So really, if you go to submit it, your first sergeant can't say no. Your lieutenant, who's your platoon commander, can't say no.
Captain can't say no.
Nope. So if they decide that, for whatever, pissant reason that they got, that they can't lose this one person for a couple of months to set you up for the rest of your life while you're getting out of the Marine Corps, or
This is
military.
So this is
Yeah,
DoD in general.
DoD-wide.
So you could be
Right.
in the Navy, the Air Force.
That's right.
The Coast Guard actually is the one that does the Coast Guard do skills bridge? We'll have to look into that.
Well, they're not DoD.
That's what I'm saying. They're the ones that may not have that option.
Yeah, well, it's a DoD program,
Yeah,
and
right.
since
So-
they're DHS,
Yeah,
I'm sure they have a
Yes, no.
similar program, but I
I'm
don't,
sure they
it's
do,
not
but-
this one.
yeah.
yeah.
Their programs how to jump in the water and save people.
Cold water.
Yeah.
But anyway, don't let somebody say no, right off the bat. The only person that can say no is your battalion commander, and he doesn't really have to have a reason why. So if that lieutenant decides that they're going to convince the battalion commander to say no, then you're kind of shit out of luck. But 9 times out of 10, that's going to be a lot of convincing.
Now, I can tell you that the one thing you have to remember is it's outside of the Skills Bridge program or a DoD program to where you come do the internship. You have to be employed by the OEM dealer that you want to do the training in. So whether it's Yamaha, Mercury, right? An OEM dealer is the one that does that. So if you're not active duty and looking for a career, then you can still feel free to reach out to us, right? And even if we don't have a job opening, we may be able to find someone that does for you, right? So there's always an opportunity. But other than working at a dealership, it's just about impossible because that is through Mercury University. So you need to be employed by someone that's Mercury certified and has a Mercury dealer account and things like that.
It's actually a pretty small community. So, other than that, this concludes our first Friday Night Live. We need the bell rung. Dude, little dude,
No bell ringer.
give me
Where's the
two-
bell ringer?
Give me 2 good hard ones. There you go. That concludes it. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Have a
Other
good
than
night.
that, Ah,
I can't get up to turn that off.
I can't move good
I'm
either.
stuck.
We're old.
Yep.